their attendance, their productivity, their efficiency for the rest of that. But it's and even within that tool, we do grade them on productivity too. It's just everybody starts off with their tech rating score, and then their productivity goes based off of that.
Yeah. It doesn't tell you if they're absent all the time. The absenteeism doesn't, there's a lot of factors that go into play. If they're complete asses while they're at work, but they monitor really well. I think we've actually had people like that, and this is how we learned it. We had one particular guy in my mind I'm thinking of, always had great scores. Like, hey, this guy, this is the supervisor material. That wasn't the case with this guy. He was, I don't know, for lack of a better term, I don't know, asshole-ish, dickish.
Work in the field.
He wasn't good with people. He was not that great with people. So we learned from our mistakes. We're like, well, we use the tech scores. We don't promote people who are in the negative or in the red or scoring low. The ones who are in the green, we like to promote the ones that are in the green or have the higher scores, but only if they meet all the other criteria for being good supervision. What it does is it keeps us from promoting the people who are crappy technicians and proliferating a kind of a crappy attitude towards their job with other people. It's always, with a group of technicians, it's always just one or two technicians that spoil the entire batch. And they're usually the ones who are the leaders, the natural leaders. If they're natural leaders and they're also not good at, or they choose not to be good at monitoring, it kind of brings the entire group down. We see it all the time. Is almost like guilt by association. Predictive leak management system. Yeah, there's some good stuff in there. We need more data. If y'all have to spend money on stuff, keep us in mind. We'd love to do another study at your place. And then, of course, the converging technologies. That's the last thing we went. You can actually combine all this to where the sum of the parts is better than the whole. So that's it. We had a bunch of other slides in there that, just in case that we went too fast, but I think now is a good stopping point. The other slides, maybe, I don't know, what are you going to be covering, Brian?
Auditing.
Auditing?
They're on it.
Oh, good. You came with new material? Yeah, a lot of these things, and you do these year after year, we don't necessarily have a week to set aside and prepare all new slides for every event. So what ends up happening is you have modules that you may have like one new module and some new stuff. You mix that in with some old stuff, or maybe stuff that you haven't talked about in 10 years or 8 years. Like, oh, everybody who's there now, I don't think anybody that's here now heard anything about the wind effects and all that stuff. That's actually a slide deck that I gave 4 years ago at a ISA. So, but for Brian to have a completely new 4-hour module, it means he has a little bit of, what it means to me is that Brian has a little bit of time on his hands. There you go. You get to focus on the stuff that you want to focus on. But I think we're about to be pretty damn busy. Yeah, we're still actually working. He's working for himself, but really we're still we team up on projects. So did all this make sense to y'all? Was it good? I mean, good info? Terrible?
3 on. No,
All right, yeah, Brian doesn't get a, yeah, if y'all have any questions at all about the analytical stuff, we're here. Let my number down. If you need a card, I think you bought some cards. Yeah, give me your cards.
Any questions?
I'm kind of glad we ended it here. I think the next stuff was the stuff that Brian normally gave. It was like controlling the heat in the kitchen, Brian.
Yeah, I redid that.
You redid it?
It's similar, very similar.
Appreciate it, fellas.
Thank you.
Probably about an hour. Yeah, it's like- I don't know why he put something. It's like, I wouldn't, yeah, it's all. So. Said something about that you had. Stuff that you did.
Yes.
7 hour drive.
Which ones?
How much of it would you be willing to do? QAQC.
Yeah, normally what I do for people, you know, I developed a QAQC module for particular sites, and then I just give them to the sites, because every site's a little bit different, so you always want to kind of look at the data and tailor it. I don't know if you're in here for this. This is what this is our what we use for metric. This is actually an access query that we can either plug it directly into the back end of the database, or like a lot of times I just get the data on a basis. Just add it. The main thing what we were talking about is that second from the last on the right, the tech rating. It's a composite score. You're in the green, you're gray, you're.
Okay, so, we're a fairly small site. We have 2 techs who do it in-house. It's a union job. So if I had 2 techs in the red, I'm stuck with 2 techs in the red. They're like this.
So sometimes it goes to fix.
But I want to be able to check to make sure. They don't monitor it at enough rate where I can go through every QAQC, look at the time between monitoring events and showing that they have feet between the just little QAQC type stuff like that. But still there's I don't know, monitoring times per valve size and things like that. Something I like to be able to pull out that I think would look good if I did that on a monthly basis.
Yeah, well,
Especially.
yeah, some of the sites, like these are all individual sites, some of the sites are large, like 30 something, and you see someone with like 2 techs. I know that the site 17, it's normally 2 techs. And they always do pretty good. They have 2 techs that are always in the green, about 15. So, yeah, if they slip and they say, hey, you know, your numbers are slipping. Maybe y'all would spend a little more time. Maybe choose to monitor times of day. So have them knowing what their scores are, it does help them improve their own monitoring without having to. It's not always punitive. You know, we're not trying to fire everybody. We're trying to improve what they do, monitoring wise. So I would say in your case, it would still work. You know, you can say, well, you know, it's. Yeah, you can use it as a tool to help your technicians, give them a goal, you know, and also let them know that, hey, we're seeing that you're doing good work. You know, we appreciate the good work that you're doing. The scores that we're getting, you know, the score is proving, you know, we're proving that you're doing good work. You know, people like to hear that, and if they know that you're recognizing their good work, And
Yeah,
then
there's
a lot of times they'll try harder also.
makes it-
So I wouldn't say necessarily that it would be a bad thing if it's only two techs and, you know, it's hard to do this on
Well,
one,
some of
with
them,
one
like,
tech.
are just all filtered, but
Well, with
that's
one
not-
tech, you don't have enough variability in the, between the different monitoring. You're just comparing that same tech against his own monitoring all the time.
Yeah, if you push in right here, like it goes away.
All right, well, I appreciate it. It's good. Appreciate it.
Which of the suburbs again? Oh, Silver, that's right, Silver. I was trying to think of the one guy that came over and he had a, I think he should have where he walking one. Super nice guy. Also, he had,